Hello, YouTube. And if I sound sick, it's because I am. So bear with me, but this is one of the only days that I have the chance to actually record this. So yeah. I've been wanting to do a series of this for a while now, where I find about 2 to 3 stories, creepy stories, from each state of the U.S. And so I'm going to start with my home state, Indiana. And got the notes here because I'm not going to be able to remember it. So here we go. Creepy in Indiana. First story, Shades of Death State Park. Its current name is Shades Park, near Waveland, Indiana. Apparently, thousands of people traveled to take in the beautiful scenery of the state park. I've never been there myself, but after reading this story, I really want to go. So, before the tourists ever came along, or even the settlers from way back when, there were obviously the Native Americans, living along the Sugar Creek. And there was a large village of the, bear with me, the Piankashaw tribe. I highly doubt I'm saying that right, but yeah. An offshoot of the Miami Indians. Some of the legends say its name came from the battle between the Miami Indians and then another unnamed tribe that clashed forces. So it says over 600 people fought with only 12 survivors remaining. Over 500 lost their life on that land. The first settlers came in 1820s. The land, however, was apparently very unforgiving for the farmers, as it did not provide a good amount of nutrients for the plants to grow. The soil was just awful, and the terrain was complicating. So it mostly remained uninhabited. In the mid-1800s, it became a health resort and recreation area. I'm sorry I'm constantly looking down, but yeah. It didn't become a state park until 1947. However, though, let's get back a little bit. In 1919, a newspaper reporter from Indianapolis, the capital, stumbled upon the real story. Don't know if it really was or not. But the name of said reporter is Mary H. Kraut. And she found out about the story of a gruesome axe murder. The legend of the axe murder is that the young wife of a drunkard settler, figure, who built their house in the forest. Red flag number 1. Anyways, had enough of his merciless abuse. I side with her on that. One night, when he passed out from whiskey, she grabbed an axe, the same exact axe that she was often threatened by him with. She lifted it up and struck him in the head, and ending his life for good. However, the next day, neighbors discovered the body and decided to listen to the woman's reasoning as to why she had done it. After listening to her story, they have chosen to let her free and actually helped her bury his body. And apparently, the homicide was kept a secret for several years after that. But by the time it was revealed, too much time has passed to do anything. If you ever go to Shades Park, there's something to think about. And here's a really interesting one that I like. The Lafayette Guillotine. A man by the name of James Moon was a 37-year-old farmer and a self-taught blacksmith. Nice. Let's just hope he was a really well self-taught blacksmith. Anyways, he wanted to die. Don't know why, he just did, apparently. As of June 10th, 1876, James Moon traveled to Lafayette, Indiana, and checked into the Lahr Hotel, L-A-H-R. And, sorry, side note, I decided to Google search the Lahr Hotel, and it's now called the Lahr Apartments. So, and there is a net in my room. Anyways, back to the story. He brought many wooden crates, but no record of the impressions from the staff of what they thought about all the crates he brought were ever recorded. But I mean, now people would look at you like, what you got there? Or do I want to know? But apparently not back then. So, after checking in, he went to the nearest barbershop and got a nice shave. Anyway, he then looked up a few of his Civil War Army comrades for dinner. After saying his goodbyes and returning to the hotel, he wished the desk clerk a good night. Seems nice enough. But yet, he was never to be seen alive again. Once he locked the door to his room, he began preparing for his death. A framework was fastened to the floor with hinges. Keep in mind, everything I'm about to list was inside the wooden crates that he brought with him. Because he wanted to die, and he was prepared to make it happen. So yes, a framework was fastened to the floor with hinges, and I will have images. He eased a large, sharp blade into place by pulling a double cord. The cords were fastened to a bracket that was then attached to the framework. He then lit a candle between the two cords. He also brought a soapbox filled with chloroform saturated cotton, which he was going to use to knock him out so he won't feel the pain of the blade. Eventually, the candle's flame would burn down to the cords, causing them to snap, thus releasing the axe to sever the head of James Moon. The tenant below complained of a very loud noise and the blade of an axe poking through his ceiling. Obviously very panicked, the staff ran up to Moon's room, which was room 41, to unlock it and finding an awfully gruesome death. Now, James Moon had land, but he just wanted to die where his body would most surely be found. He wanted his body to be found, so he refused to die on his land that he owned. And why did he want to be found? Because he wanted a legend of his own. And he succeeded. He has become a legend in Indiana history. I'm butchering my words. No pun intended. But inscribed on that blade he used was for sale or for let. Apparently he had a very dark sense of humor. But I could only imagine how traumatizing it was for the staff to see that. Kind of wish I could visit the lower apartments, but you know, people occupy them. There are the two creepy stories from Indiana. Please comment below what state you want me to do next, because I really want to turn this into a series really badly. So I hope you guys liked this video. Please let me know by giving it a like. And if you haven't already, subscribe, turn that bell notification on, and check out my merch in the description below. Till then, this has been Goth Bishop, and I am